Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are keeping safe and you're all doing good. Let's get comfortable. So you may have seen a video and I'm putting on the same shirt. Yeah, I'm putting on the same shirt because I'm shooting on the same day, just different topics. So if you're new here, welcome. If you would love to join the family, hit the subscribe button, put on your notifications, and you'll be notified every time I post. So today we are talking about do's and don'ts of curtains. So first, hang your curtains as high as you can, as high as your ceiling lets you. Why? Because it makes the room wider when you put your curtains up. It helps, gives an illusion of high ceilings or the place being high. My house is too short, I don't know why, but the curtains help a lot because they give an illusion like the house is still going when in actual sense it's very low. And also it brings out the beauty of your curtain. It gives a very good look. Yeah, so hang your curtains as high as you can. Let me show you an example. So if depending on your place, work with your ceiling. If your ceiling is high, hang your curtain high. But if it's not, let me give you a little tip. Hang them halfway between the window or the door and the ceiling. Halfway between the window and the ceiling. Yeah, that's a do. And a don't. Please don't put your curtain rods exactly on top of your window. Please don't. It looks so weird. Not cute at all. Don't put your curtain rods on your window. Yeah, I'll put an example here and see how weird that looks. Don't put your curtains on the window. It looks really bad. Yeah, so we're still talking about rods. We talked about hanging the rods high, halfway between your window and ceiling, as long as the place lets you. Yeah, and then we talked about do not put your pipes on top of your window. It looks weird, not cute at all. So still on the rod part, so people tend to take measurements on their own, and you come to town, buy a rod that is exactly fitting on your window. Exactly fitting on your window. That is so wrong. Don't do it. And if your rod is there, get a new one. It's not good. So the rod that you're supposed to put is supposed to be 10 centimeters away from your window on each side. 10 centimeters away from your window on each side, and I will insert a picture for you guys to see that. So if you put a rod that is exactly on your window, when you draw your curtains, the curtain will be still on the window, so it's blocking light and it looks weird. But if you leave those 10 centimeters on each side, the curtain will be away from the window, letting in light and looking better. So don't put the exact measurement of your window as the pipe. Make it longer, 10 centimeters on each side, meaning if your pipe is 2 meters, no, if your window is 2 meters, put 2.2. That's 220 centimeters. If your window was 2 meters. Yeah, are we getting that? So the rod has to be bigger. That's the point. That's the only point. People tend to want to minimize and then end up just messing everything up. Yeah. Now, the next point is don't hang short curtains. Why are you hanging short curtains? Those used to be hung when we were young. Like someone would have a little curtain from the streets or somewhere, and the curtain would be the same with length as the window. That is so weird. No, not weird. It looks bad. So don't hang your curtains short. Don't hang short curtains. Don't. It makes the room cluttered. It just doesn't give a good vibe. So don't hang short curtains. What you should do is hang your curtains as long as you can. Try to get ceiling to floor curtains. Yeah, ceiling to floor curtains will do much better. There are 3 different ways you can hang your curtains, right? So the first way, let me put, there's a kiss way of hanging your curtain. There's a float way of hanging your curtain, and there's a pedal way of hanging your curtain. So there's a kiss, float, and pedal. Let's explain that way of. Let me explain the first way of hanging curtains, the kiss. So the kiss is where the curtain is touching the floor, is slightly touching the floor. There is no space, but it's not flowing on the floor. So it's slightly touching on the floor. It gives a really good feel and a luxurious look on the curtains. So it's just slightly touching on the floor. That is the kiss way of hanging. The floating is when you leave 1 inch between the curtain and the floor. 1 inch from the curtain and the floor. You leave that little space, the 1 inch. That is the floating way of hanging curtains. Yeah. And then the third one is the pedal way of hanging curtains. This one, I don't think we do that here in Uganda, mainly because of the dust. We have a lot of dust in Uganda, so I don't think we do the pedal one. But the pedal is when you let the curtain flow onto the ground and have some folds on the ground. I'll insert a picture. This one is good for bedrooms. It brings a romantic feel in the room, but I don't think we do that here. So, but that's also one. And then the other point is create gatherness or fullness of why I use the gatherness is the pleats that you put in the curtain. We call them gathers. So create fullness of a curtain. Don't put a small curtain on a big window. It looks cheap. It doesn't come out. So don't put that. Instead, make the curtains bigger. Make the curtains full, like put more material in a space than its measurement. Put more material in a window. Let's say, let me give you an easy way of doing that. So if your window is multiply your space by 2. That's the minimum you can do. Multiplying your space by 2 is the minimum curtain you should put in your space. Multiplying, let's say you have a 2-meter window, meaning you put 4 meters. That is the minimum. You're actually on a budget now if you're putting 4 meters in a 2-meter space. But if you want more gathers, the more gathers you want, the more you multiply. Yeah. So the minimum you can do is put more than the size of your window, and the space will look very nice, because what brings out the beauty of the curtain will be pretty good fabric, good design, but the gathers are the ones that bring beauty in the curtains. Then the other one is, don't put your curtains on sagging rods. For those that use rods, and those that use strings, which is out of style and wouldn't recommend. Those that use strings, still don't put the curtains on strings that are sagging. Try to use supports. Like if your window is big, put a support so that the rod will be straight. And if your string is loose, put a hook, like the mosquito hooks. Put a hook so that it will have a place to sit on, so that it's not sagging, or make it straight. Don't hang curtains on sagging pipes. Are we good? Yeah. So the last one, which is important, is iron your curtains. Please iron your curtains. It doesn't make sense for you to come to town or wherever it is you buy your curtains from, spend your money, spend your time choosing a curtain, then hang it with wrinkles. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't look nice. Brings out shows cheapness in your curtain. So iron your curtains. This will help it flow well. It will help it flow well from top to down. It will give a sleek and clean look, a crisp look. So please iron your curtains even when you wash them. After washing them, by the way, can we please wash curtains? Wash curtains, because if you leave dust to accumulate in your curtain, you're affecting it. Just like you wash your clothes, wash your curtains. People usually bring curtains for repair in town, and immediately you open that bag or whatever it is they bring in it, you get flu and cough because of the dust, and the material is getting ruined because of that. Try to find time to wash your curtains, and when you do, iron them. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, and let's keep enjoying. I'll see you guys in my next one.